There we go. So, I have had a really great question this week, and it is from Nale. Nale, I hope you are watching with Auntie. And Nale asked Naomi this week a great question, and I'd love to hear what other people think about this. But Nale's question was, do you think Jesus does cartwheels? What a question. That's brilliant. I wonder how you would answer that question. Well, I assume, Nale, from that question that you can do cartwheels and that you enjoy doing cartwheels. Is that right? My youngest son, Josh, loves doing cartwheels as well. And I'd love to say that I like to do a cartwheel, but I can't say that. Not because I don't enjoy doing cartwheels, but I can't say that because I just can't do a cartwheel. But I have to say they look like a lot of fun, and I really wish that I could cartwheel. And I think, if I'm honest, if most people are honest, I'd be interested to see what people say in the chat, that most people who can't do a cartwheel are a little bit jealous of people who can. And actually, secretly, I think we'd all like to do cartwheels. But you don't really want to know about that, Nala, do you? Your question was whether Jesus does cartwheels. So, here's what the Bible says. In Hebrews 12, we are told to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, on whom our faith depends from beginning to end. He did not give up because of the cross. On the contrary, because of the joy that was waiting for him, he thought nothing of the disgrace of dying on the cross, and he is now seated at the right side of God's throne. So the fact that he's seated at the right side of God's throne makes it sound a bit like Jesus is sitting down in heaven, which makes it sound like he doesn't do cartwheels, which is a bit sad. But sometimes, and we'll see this later when we look at Philippians, sometimes I think we have to read what the Bible says very closely and try to work out what one part says in the light of what it says somewhere else. Because the thing is, the Bible says that Jesus died on the cross because of the joy that was waiting for him. And sitting down doesn't sound as joyful as cartwheeling, does it? In Luke 6, Jesus tells the disciples to leap for joy, for great is your reward in heaven. Now, sometimes I do leap or jump for joy, but gnarly, that's only because I can't cartwheel. If I could, I think I would like to cartwheel for joy. The Bible also says that there is joy before the angels in heaven when someone puts their faith in Jesus. So if cartwheeling is joyful, I can't see why there isn't cartwheel in heaven when someone becomes a Christian. And the thing is, if Jesus is the perfect human being, then I think he can do a cartwheel. I think somebody said in the chat that I think he invented cartwheels. And so if there is leaping for joy in heaven, I can't see why Jesus wouldn't do a cartwheel. So you know what, Nale? I think, yes, Jesus can and does do cartwheels. But I want to say thank you, Nale, for a great question. It really made me think. And so here's the thing. If other people, especially children, want to send in some questions, get your parents to email me, or if you want to write a letter and send it to me, I will do my very best to answer those questions. And if I can't answer them, I'll try to find someone else who can. Is that okay? I hope that answered your question, Nale.